UFC 300 is happening this Saturday live in Las Vegas. It's the biggest UFC card, and I'm joined by none other than my main man, Andre the Karate Kid. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a special episode. We've done this before, but we wanted to do it for this big card for UFC 300.
Oh man, I thank you and I appreciate. I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
Man, I can't wait either. This is gonna be one of the biggest cards. I mean, the card is stacked. 13 fights, and it's just, everyone from the early prelims all the way to the main event. We're gonna go through the entire card, try to go through the entire card, at least the fights that we're interested in. But it's such a fantastic card, top to bottom. I cannot wait. They're talking about maybe doing $100,000 bonus for the card. So we'll see if Uncle Dana can come through with that.
He can.
Yeah, he definitely can. He definitely can. So we're gonna go through the first fight of the night, which is starting off the card. Guys, this is starting off the card.
Yo.
Cody Garbrandt versus
Deiveson
Figueiredo, who is who was the flyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a card. I mean, what a fight. Tell me more about that.
Woo! I mean, this is the first time we're gonna see one. I believe Deiveson Figueiredo at bantamweight. It is at bantamweight, not featherweight. Cody Garbrandt, he had his ups and downs, but former champion himself. So it's going to be a very, very interesting fight to see who's going to come on top. Two power hitters for the division as well.
Oh, yeah. And as you know, they both have knockout power. Even though they're fighting, at bantamweight, it's still a lot of power within those
I say it's even better just because they're not cutting much weight.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. So who do you have in that fight to win?
I'm going to go with Deiveson Figueiredo. That's being like Cody Garbrandt's been through his wars already, especially with TJ Dillashaw, a couple of other guys. His chin right now is a little suspect, so I think if Figueiredo could be first, and I mean he has just as much power as he does as well. So I think Deiveson Figueiredo will come out on top on that one. Fantastic,
and we're gonna move gears here to Bobby Mean Green versus Jim effing Miller. How do you feel about that fight?
I think it's amazing. I think Bobby Green is gonna talk a lot of crap, which is what I. Everybody knows. Bobby Brown is like kind of like Kevin Holland when it comes to when they're fighting. They like to talk a lot of smack. Jim Miller been in the game for I don't even know how many freaking years.
I mean, UFC 100, UFC 200, and now he gets to fight in UFC 300.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, and he's won 100 and 200. Yep. So let's see if the streak continues.
It's tough, man. It's a tough fight. I would love to see Jim Miller come up on top, man. I feel like he's a little more well-rounded than Bobby a little bit. Bobby does have the wrestling. He's no slouch. But it'll be amazing for a guy to be in the UFC for that long, to come up on top at UFC 300. So I would like to see that.
And for the prelim fights, we have Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison coming over from the PFL. As you know, she is a multiple-time world champion, judo player, and she's won gold in judo. So this girl is coming from the hottest of the hottest, right? She is really on fire. Great signing by the UFC. Kayla Harrison makes her UFC debut against Holly Holm. What do you think about that fight?
It's fun. I think it's a favorable matchup for her. Kayla Harrison, she's the judoka. Holly Holm, straight boxer. Even though her game is better, but she's a boxer at the end of the day. I think for Kayla Harrison, another thing that's not in her favor, I feel like, is cutting down to 135. Right. It's a bantamweight match. It's not at featherweight. So I think, I don't know, maybe the weight cut probably going to be a factor, maybe not. But if it's not, then I'm going to say Kayla Harrison. Just her judo is amazing. She just got to get around the hands of Holly Holm.
Yeah, for Kayla Harrison, that is probably the biggest story, right, for this card is, can she make that weight? Can she drop down to bantamweight? Because she is a big girl, so it's going to be very hard to cut down from that.
Yeah, crazy.
Who do you have in that fight?
I'm still going to go with Kayla Harrison. I love Holly Holm. I love her style. But I think Kayla's the more well-rounded fighter. As you see, Miesha Tate submitted Holly Holm for the title. Yeah. Holly Holm had trouble with the submission stuff, and the groundwork. So I think that Kayla Harrison has the advantage in that factor.
Moving gears, we have the former bantamweight champion, Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar. Man, what a fight that's going to be.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that fight? He's making his featherweight debut here, Aljamain Sterling, giving up the chance to fight again for the bantamweight champion. You know, some people thought he was going to rematch against Sugar Sean O'Malley, but none the matter. He gave it to his teammate, Merab Dvalishvili. And so to me, I feel like, you know, he's moving up. He's getting a chance to fight for featherweight gold here in what could possibly be a contention fight for a #1 contendership or even the championship. How do you feel about this fight?
It's a great matchup. Again, I feel like it's another favorable matchup for the wrestler and jiu-jitsu person, which is Aljamain Sterling, former champion at bantamweight. Calvin Kattar, obviously, as we've seen his wars, he's been in wars. Great hands, great defense, but I think the pace and the wrestling that Aljo puts is going to be a lot for him to handle if he can't keep Aljamain Sterling away. Because if he lets Aljo take his back, he lets Aljo work his wrestling, he let him work his jiu-jitsu, it's going to be a very long night for Calvin Kattar. Like, Aljamain hands is okay, like his striking is fine, but I feel like the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu is much bigger in this fight for him. Easier route for victory for Aljamain Sterling.
Fantastic, you know, and I'm a huge Aljamain Sterling fan. He gets a lot of hate, obviously, for his Oscar performance, you know, back in I believe that was 2021.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just feel like hasn't been giving the right end of the stick a lot for a lot of his fights. So I'm pulling for him in this one. I think he can get it done as well. So I'm a New York guy. He's a New York guy, although he lives in Vegas now. You know, still rooting for the New Yorkers. So moving gears for the preliminary main event, it's Yuri Prochazka, who was the former light heavyweight champion, versus Alexander Rakic. Who do you have in that fight?
Man, Rakic, the little that I've seen of him, I mean, he got some good striking, so does Prochazka.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I think I haven't seen Alexander fight in a while, so I think that's going to play a little factor for Yuri Prochazka. He just finished fighting and losing, you know, for the title or whatever. You know, he was just coming off an injury as well. So I think it's going to be a bounce back fight for him, and I think he can get it done over Alexander Rakic.
Yeah, and he has multiple ways to win. I think that he has all the tools ready, and he is strong. Once when he hits you, I mean, you're going down.
He's so unique. His striking
very unique.
Is so unorthodox. It's amazing.
It's hard to figure out. It's hard to train for people like that as well.
Yeah.
You know. So moving gears, we're going into the main card. We're going to do the entire main card because this main card is absolutely stacked. We have Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway for the BMF title. What a fight.
Yo, I just want to say it first, man. Dana White went from just saying, I'm only going to do it once, to doing it again.
And again.
To doing it now for an actual title defense.
Yep.
And we all know Justin Gaethje, he wants that real belt. He wants the undisputed title.
100%.
But I'm guaranteed he's definitely getting championship money for this fight. Again, this is another amazing fight. Both guys are amazing. Justin Gaethje, just that dog mentality that he has. Max Holloway as well. But, you know, I think Justin Gaethje's always fought at lightweight. Max Holloway going up again.
Yeah.
The first time Max Holloway, he fought Dustin Poirier, which he lost to. And I think the power difference is going to be a huge factor. He had a hard time with Dustin. I think he's going to have a hard time with Justin Gaethje and the leg kicks too. So Holloway loves switching his legs, and I'm pretty sure Gaethje's going to try to cut him down.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that Justin Gaethje has all the tools to win, but so does Max Holloway. You can never count him out either. His boxing is absolutely incredible. He's always in a fight. He's never been in a situation where he can't win. I'm so excited for that fight. We're going to move on ahead to Bo Nickel, the UPenn State wrestling phenomenon.
Who? No.
Versus Cody Brundage. This could very well be a #1 contendership for the middleweight title, but who do you feel has that caliber to move on to the next step?
Like I said, I've seen a little bit of Cody, but I think I'm gonna go with Bo. You know, as you've seen his last fight, he knocked the other guy that he was facing. I don't know his name, sorry, but I think for Brundage, I think it's a good thing for him too. If he gets the win over Bo, he gets that hype that Bo got right now. So it's a win-win for Brimage in the sense of like if he can come out on top, you know, it's gonna give him that momentum that Bo has, and if Bo loses, for him is a lose, just because he has so much hype around him. One, he's opening the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, that's a lot of hype that you got and belief behind you to open the pay-per-view.
It's, I mean, absolutely amazing. He has all the credentials, wrestling. You already know. So I'm going for him. You know, he has been a little cocky in the media and all that stuff, but with reason. You know, he's an incredible wrestler. He's an incredible fighter. So a lot of money going into this fight for him.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna move on to Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira versus what they say my twin is Arman Tsarukyan. Everyone says, yo, dude, what are you doing? You're fighting in the UFC. Arman Tsarukyan coming in hot versus Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira, who is obviously on fire. You know, he's had his moments and stuff. He was a lightweight champion. Most finishes in lightweight history, most submissions. I mean, he is coming in hot. Who do you have for this incredible lightweight bout?
I mean, I like Cheruzian, but I love more Oliveira, man. I want Oliveira to come up from top, man.
The veteran.
Like, you know, and his jiu-jitsu is just phenomenal. When Oliveira's on, his jiu-jitsu is one of the best in the world. You know, it's tough, but I'm going to go with the veteran in Charles Oliveira to get the victory over him.
All right, moving on for the Women's Strawweight Championship. We have Zhang Weili versus Yang Xiaonan. Man, what a fight that's going to be. I mean, both women from China, incredible card, incredible fight for the co-main event, showcasing the Chinese fighters out there and a women's strawweight championship. Who do you have it?
Man, I'm going to go with Zhang. I'm going to pick Zhang Weili for sure. I think she's the much more well-rounded fighter. I mean, since training with Henry Cejudo, man, her wrestling has just been crazy off the chain. Yan, I seen her strike. She has beautiful striking from what I can see from her. I know she's gonna give her a fight. She's not gonna want to go down without swinging, but I think Zhang Weili will come up with the victory. And it's amazing, like you said, the women's division have come a long way.
Yeah,
all of them. That's in the UFC right now.
The women will never fight in the UFC.
To having the bantamweights started off, and then the strawweights, and then now the flyweights. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see the women. When it comes to MMA, getting the respect that they should have deserved a long time ago.
Yan Xiaonan is the biggest underdog of this card, so not many people pulling for her to win. But if you do put money on her, you would get a lot of money back. So she.
Put your money on her.
So Zhang Weili is looking hot. I mean, she is. I just remember her fight against. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I mean, man, what a fight that was. I think that was one of the last fights before COVID happened, and it was fight of the year. So I'm looking forward to this. She has the short hair, you know, short hair. Zhang Weili is on fire from what everyone says.
She's like a little poodle.
Yeah. What a fighter. She's so technical. She's very just on point. Like you said, she's very well-rounded. Yes. So anywhere where the fight goes, she is favorite to win.
Yeah.
The main event of the evening. We have arrived to Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill versus Alex Pereira.
Yeah, so,
so, man, this fight, I mean, at first, and you already know this, you know, at first I was very disappointed with the main event. You know, it took so long just to get this fight announced. We had almost every single fight already announced, except for like a few. But that one was like the last one. I was like a little disappointed. But man, seeing the hype, seeing the embedded, seeing the stuff that's coming out now, I'm so excited for this fight. Just remember that Jamal Hill's coming out of an Achilles tear. And, you know, that's very hard to come back from. He came back 9 months later. So, you know, he is an underdog for this fight, and Alex Pereira is the favorite to win here. And so Alex Pereira is coming in as the light heavyweight champion here, and Sweet Dreams is technically, I guess, the lineal light heavyweight champion, if you want to say. So this is kind of like to unify those two. Light heavyweight has always been one of my favorite divisions in the UFC ever since John Jones and the Machida era and all that and stuff. So I'm so excited for this fight because it reminds me of back then of light heavyweight championship, always leading the charge and stuff. So who do you have for this incredible main event?
Man, I to piggyback off a little bit of what you were saying about the main event stuff, I don't think that was originally the original main event that they wanted to have.
I don't think so either,
Especially for waiting for that long and hyping it up. I don't think it's the thing that they wanted, but it's what they were able to do. And, you know, at first, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were upset that that was the main event.
Yeah.
But if you're a true fan, and you just religiously watch the UFC, and you're just a fan of the sport, like, you're gonna appreciate the main event. Alex Pereira, who a lot of people say, oh, he's not gonna make it, he's not gonna be champ. He did it. Not once, twice, in 2 different divisions. You know what I mean? So it's amazing.
In less than like 3 years in the UFC.
Nobody does that.
Nobody.
You know, Alex Pereira, of course, everybody knows the best route for him is to grind him out. Grind him out. Make him work. Make him work on do the wrestling, do the jiu-jitsu, tire him out, beat him on the ground a little bit, make him tired so you take him to deep waters, you drown him, and you could possibly get the victory. You know, but if you stay there in a stand and bang scenario, I think all day Alex Pereira. He has crazy power. You know, the power, the kickboxing skills that he has. It's amazing, and I'm pretty sure Pereira's going to be kicking the crap out of his legs. So, you know, like you said, Jamahal Hill's only 9 months since the injury. I think, you know, it's going to be good. It's enough to fight, but I don't know. He's going to have to mix it up this fight, Jamahal Hill.
Yes, that's 100%. I think that both men have the tools to finish the fight. I'm pulling for Alex Pereira just because I feel like Jamahal Hill, probably a quick turnaround from an Achilles tear, but you never know. He has great power. He has great jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but his jiu-jitsu is really good. You've seen it showcased before. But Alex Pereira, you know, one hit, you know, can just get you. That left hand of his is dynamite.
Nah, it is. And that's the thing. You know, you take away that right hand, you take away the hooks.
Yep.
Man, take him to the ground. You know, if this fight was happening, if he never tore his Achilles, Jamahal Hill, I think this fight would have been more hype than how it felt when we was first told of it.
Yeah.
You know, because I would have been like, you know what, this is actually a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's you know, I think it's still going to be a great main event, man.
I think so too. I can't wait for it, man. UFC 300. Let us know, you know, who you guys have to win this fight. Let us know in the comments below. We love doing this double feature.
Yes.
If you can plug in your YouTube channel for us and I'll plug in ours, this double feature. We love doing this. We do this every now and then. And we love doing this for you guys, especially for such a huge card as UFC 300.
Again, before I say that, I just want to say thank you for doing all this.
Of course, live in Soundproof Studios.
In Soundproof Studios, guys. This is the second time I've been here live. My second video here. It's amazing. My YouTube channel is Andreas the Karate Kid, and on YouTube. Yeah, man, check it out.
Yeah, you break down those fights excellently. You have a pre-post, and we love seeing it, especially when you do your predictions and when you do your fight breakdowns. Check it out, guys. No one better in the game. Love the stuff that you do. We're under the cardboard box here. Again, we do unboxings, we do gaming, we do a bunch of other stuff, and we love doing these UFC cards as well, joining with my man, Andre. UFC 300 live April 13th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. We'll see you there.